welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited because we're going to be talking all things skincare today, and you know that I always love to come from a place of education, giving you different information and content as I learn from some of the best. Today's video is in partnership and sponsored by Beauty Pie. I've worked with Beauty Pie in the past, and this is our second time working together. And I did already write a blog post about the topic we're going to talk about today. So if you are more of a reader, I will have that blog post linked in the description box down below. But Beauty Pie, let's reintroduce you to what it is. Essentially, this is a shopping service. It is a membership style model. It is not a subscription. It's a membership style model where you yourself will be able to pick the products that you're going to get in each box. So this is not something where you get 5 random products that you just don't really care about, kind of like some of these other subscriptions you've seen. This is totally different, where you yourself customize and pick what product you want each time you make an order. Now, the reason there is such a huge benefit to this is because this is a luxury membership model. The products are luxury. Everything is super high quality. They're doing the right thing when it comes to these ingredients. They're going to be efficacious, but you're going to get them for a fraction of the cost. Now, some of the examples, which again, I will list out each of these products, and I'll have the membership price and then non-membership price. So you'll see something could be $75 to a non-member, and then if you are a member, it's like $17, which is a huge savings, and you will get your money back tenfold when you're a member. So I will include a little code for you guys. It'll be ADALETASENTME, and you're going to get a nice little discount when you guys subscribe. Now, this is something that I have been using for, I want to say, like the last 5-6 months. I think the first time we got the products, it was a while back. We tried everything and I was really impressed, and one of my favorite products from back then was the vitamin C capsules, which we're going to dive into a little bit more, but I just wanted to give you that introduction of Beauty Pie. And what they're doing right now, which is going to be kind of the main topic of conversation today. I would love to get your thoughts on everything as you're kind of listening to this video, but we're going to talk about the ABCs of skincare. ABCS. All are part of this acronym that Dr. Markey, their resident consultant in-house dermatologist with Beauty Pie, is doing a 28-day skincare reset. And essentially, it is all about focusing on the ABCs of skincare, which I'm going to go through every single letter and what it stands for. But I thought it was really clever how they titled this, and I think if you know anything about me, if you followed my content on TikTok, on Instagram, on here, you know that I'm all about each of these steps. And I will start this off by saying that none of this skincare is going to make any difference in the world if you are not wearing SPF every single day. This is something I preach hard every time I talk. Anytime anybody says, you know, I don't like the greasy feel, I don't like the white film, I don't like the cast that I get back, you know, that photo cast that you get back and it looks really white on a camera. All of that doesn't really mean anything to me. I think if you really understood, you have a star beaming on you every single day. 80% of your skin aging and damage is from the sun. It's not all of these other things. You know, a lot of people will say, well, if you eat this and you do this, your skin's gonna suffer. Yes, but it is a much smaller portion in comparison to the sun. So if you want any of these steps to work, please always wear SPF. Again, one of the biggest questions I get is, should I wear SPF every day no matter if I'm going in or out? Well, here's the thing. You're probably going to go outside at some point. You're not living like a hermit crab inside your house for like 16 hours a day, right? Like, you're gonna go take the trash out. You're gonna go get your mail. You're gonna go like outside to your backyard. If you have a dog or some kind of animal, like, you may go outside. And so in all of these instances, you wanna wear SPF. Especially if you're using something that's really low, like an SPF 15 will protect you, but honestly, even if you're inside your house, like, you can see how bright it is right now in my house. We have windows everywhere. There is no lighting that I'm putting on myself right now. This is literally the light coming in through the window. So if you can imagine, if my house is this lit up, the sun's rays are getting into my house. If I stand by the window, if I sit there for 15 minutes, I'm still getting sun rays. So SPF all the time. All of this skincare, anti-aging, and doing these different steps and going to the dermatologist are not going to be as effective if you are not wearing sun protection. So we're going to start off with that. But I'm going to explain Dr. Markey's 28-day ABCs of Skincare Challenge, and we're going to start off with A. What does A stand for? So let's do this. So A. A stands for vitamin A, which you are going to realize each of these stands for the different vitamins. So vitamin A, also known as retinol, has many different forms, and we're going to be coming out with a very detailed blog post. Aaron and I did a lot of research, and we both did it. He did a lot of the research. He read a bunch of medical studies, health studies, things of this nature, and kind of explained what each type of vitamin A is, because there are different varying levels of it, essentially depending on how many times it's been converted into being less potent. So you've got retinol, which is kind of the most common one that we hear of, which is retinol. You've got retinal, AL. You've got retinaldehyde. You've got retinoids, and a couple other versions that even are not coming to mind right now because it is something that gets diluted depending on how many times you're essentially turning it over. If it's been diluted 3 times, 2 times, 1 time, you're going to have a different level of efficacy. And the reason a lot of companies will do this is because if you have the strongest type of retinol, or vitamin A, I should say, it's something that's going to be prescribed by a dermatologist, and it could be very irritating to your skin if you've never used anything before. So you want to start off kind of slow and build your way up rather than starting off at the very highest level and efficacy, because it's going to be too potent for your skin. And also when you're 20, you don't really need like the strong, super strength like vitamin A, right? Like you're still young, your skin is still plump, you don't necessarily need a lot of anti-aging, but you want to start maintaining. But by the time you're 50, you're gonna want like super strength, okay? So there are varying levels for that reason alone. But with vitamin A, this is something that I personally like to apply in night. Sometimes people say do morning and night. I think that's a little bit too much because I personally like to do retinol at night and vitamin C in the morning. And with retinol, it can be a little bit irritating to your skin, so I like to wait that 8 to 10 hours before I actually expose my skin to the sun, because retinol is going to act as a slight chemical exfoliation to you. And I say chemical exfoliation, it's really more of just an exfoliation. All of those skin cells that were already going to come off are going to be stripped. You're getting deeper into the epidermis, which is that top layer of your skin, and it is going to make your skin more sensitive. So if you are using retinol, you 150,000% should be using sunscreen the next day. But again, this is why I like to apply it at night, because I don't want anything else to mess with it. I don't want my skin to be going through the retinol stages in the middle of the day, especially if I'm going to be out in the sun. So for me, it's a nighttime situation. So that is what the A stands for in Dr. Markey's reset. Next, we're going to go into B. Vitamin B is essentially standing for niacinamide. And niacinamide could also be interchanged, not necessarily interchanged, but it has similar effects as hyaluronic acid, okay? This is the super hydrating, really soothing chemical that is going to bring a lot of moisture, hydration, and plumpness back into the skin. Some people will like to substitute this with hyaluronic. Some people may like to substitute it with collagen. Things of this nature that are really just going to add a little bit of that nutrition back to your skin and help your skin actually hold on to more moisture. The one that I really love, and I really love this formulation from Beauty Pie, it is their Super Drops, which is brightening and oxygenating. These are very complicated words. I'm reading this and I'm like, whoa. So it's got Oxygeskin 2% and niacinamide at 10%, and the formulation is beautiful, very lightweight. It's not oily, but it's going kind of towards more of that oily texture, which I personally really enjoy. I feel like that really does hydrate my skin. So this is the one I've been using from them. And I think when it comes to the hydration, it's so important, especially as we now move into fall. As we move into the colder months, your skin is going to get parched. Around this time of year, normally what happens is this area right around my mouth starts to crack, gets a little bit red, kind of looks like a little bit of like eczema, a little bit of more rosacea, even though I have a little bit of red all over. This area just starts to dry out. And so for me, niacinamide and any of these hydrating elements are going to be key. So in Dr. Markey's 28-day reset, the B is vitamin B or niacinamide hydration to the max. Now for C, this is probably one of my favorite things overall, because Vitamin C, I kind of think of just when you start to feel a little tickle in your throat, you're grabbing Emergency, you're grabbing lemons, oranges. You really want that citrus boost because that is going to help your natural immune response. Now, the same thing can be said for your skin. And oftentimes what people tell me is like, you know, topical vitamin C is so different from actually ingesting vitamin C. And really, you want to hit it from both. You want to be ingesting vitamin C, of course, through fruits and vegetables. And, you know, you want to get it the freshest way you can, but also for your skin, because what's happening every single day, if you especially live in a very polluted place, let's say it's New York City or Los Angeles, San Francisco, every time you set foot outside, even for 10 minutes, you are putting your skin through the ringer, okay? There is smog, there's pollution, all of these environmental elements, the sun, you know, all of that, the exhaust, everything that you feel, and some of the things that you can't even see are actually affecting your skin. And what vitamin C does, which is why I love using it in the morning, is that it's actually helping your skin perform optimally at its best throughout the day and basically fighting off all of these environmental toxins and pollutants. Honestly, most people don't even realize it. Like when you kind of think about being in New York City, for example, you go out, you come home, most people will like take a shower to like get the city off of them because it's like so dirty. But a lot of people don't realize, like, you really need to make sure before you even go out that you're giving your skin the best chance that it can have. Because if you're not using vitamin C, you're going to start seeing that your skin is very lackluster. It's lacking that color, that vivacity. Like, it's just not going to have the same life in comparison to if you had applied vitamin C. So I love vitamin C for that reason. And I also feel when you use retinol at night and you're kind of doing this exfoliation situation and you're kind of like stripping the skin and you're doing this anti-aging, when you wake up the next morning, vitamin C is actually going to help turn those cells over even faster and really repair the skin. And then it's also helping you against those new pollutants and toxins. So it's kind of this beautiful system. And I just love that Dr. Markey is doing this with Beauty Pie because it really explains skincare in such a simplified manner where it's literally the ABCs, okay? So vitamin C is vitamin C. It doesn't really go by anything else. Like with vitamin B, where we were just saying niacinamide, hyaluronic, all these other things, vitamin C is what it is. And the ones I really love, you guys are not going to be surprised, this is actually our second jar of these, the vitamin C capsules. Why I love the capsules, I know some people may think, oh, I don't need capsules, I would rather just get, you know, one pipette and just have a certain amount of product. The capsule gives you the exact amount of product that you need, okay? That is the beautiful thing about capsules in this form. Same thing can be said with other types of serums. Normally what happens, let's just say that you spent $170, $150 on a vitamin C of some kind, okay? And let's say it's got a drop or a pipette situation. You are typically going to use way too much product. In most cases than not, okay? Usually people use too much. They're not necessarily not using enough because you as a consumer are gonna think, okay, I need to like make sure it's everywhere. I need to like douse my entire face with it. And you're wasting a lot of the product because your skin is not going to be able to absorb this like insane amount of vitamin C, okay? And more areas in your face are gonna need a different amount of vitamin C. So what I really love about these is all you have to do is twist this, pop it off, and you get the perfect amount of vitamin C basically dosed out for you, which means you're not going to waste product, you're not going to overuse product, and you're also not going to, you know, run in this situation where you're not using enough. And the way that this formulation feels, it's like super silky. It almost feels like it could be a primer on the skin. So I find it's so easy to put underneath makeup, underneath sunscreen, all of that. It's just like beautifully blends in. This formula is like a 10 out of 10 for me, and I don't say that lightly because I've tried so many vitamin C's and I'm so adamant about vitamin C that I really have to give Beauty Pie kudos for creating this awesome capsule, but also creating a beautiful formula. Now, if you're like, no, Adalette, I don't want capsules, like, you know, take a hike, they do have a cream-based version as well. And again, I will link each of these products down below that I'm even mentioning and talking about so you guys know exactly what to get as part of the membership should you choose to add Beauty Pie into your life, which I think coming up holidays, What a perfect way to get high quality luxury products for everybody on your list, including yourself. I'm just saying, I'm kind of an instigator, but I'm just saying, what a great gift. This is called the Superdose Vitamin C. It's an oxygen boosting moisturizer, and it's got their Super Vitamin C formulation at 3%, and then it's also got the Oxygiskin. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. We're just going to roll with it. That's at 3%, and that Oxygiskin was also in the niacinamide. So you're getting a boost. I would go in with the niacinamide, and then I would go in with the vitamin C capsules personally. And these have pure double vitamin C, and they also have vitamin E. I feel like this is like the ABCS of skincare because there's just so many vitamins, and they're all so good for you. So with this formula, it's super lightweight. It is this really nice, white, creamy, luxurious formula. It's so lightweight, you guys. I mean, you just rub it in 1 or 2 times and you saw it disappeared. It's the same situation as the capsules. I almost feel like this is even more silky. This one feels more hydrating in my opinion, and they are different formulas. So depending on, do you want it in a capsule? Do you want it as, you know, this cream form and that you can apply as much as you want? It's up to you, but you've got 2 beautiful options from Beauty Pie when it comes to vitamin C. Now, the final step in terms of the ABCs is the S, and the S stands for sun protection. If I didn't already hit that and hammer it into your brain from earlier, sun protection is the most important thing. And honestly, I keep seeing different TikTok trends about talking, why are people even doing all of these other steps? If you don't wear sunscreen, what are you trying to accomplish with retinol? You should always be proactive. Sun protection is proactive. Retinol is usually reactive. You see wrinkles, you see sun damage, and you're trying to lather on the retinol, but at some point it could be a little bit too late. If you wear sun protection, you're just going to end up with less damage. That is a fact. It's science. You wear sunscreen, you're going to get less sun damage. If you spend less time outside baking in the sun, you're going to have less damage. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So when it comes to SPF, they have a beautiful, and it's called Ultra Light, and it is so light. I love this formula. It's not greasy, it's not sticky, it doesn't smell gross. It is one of the best SPF formulations I've tried. This is their broad spectrum SPF 30, and it's got green tea and peptides, which is why this is so hydrating. And I have to tell you guys, I am such a sunscreen snob. I just can't even explain it to you. But this is beautiful. It is going to have a little bit of a cast, but you really blend it in very easily. It's nice and hydrating. You can kind of see on this side, it does have a little bit of that cast when you blend this in. It looks so luxurious, lightweight, just blends in beautifully, and then there is nothing there. So what I do personally is I do my entire routine. I'm going in with like a cleanser, toner, vitamin C. Usually in the morning I keep it a little bit lighter. Nighttime is kind of when I want to get everything off. So let's just say I kind of cleanse my skin or splash a little bit of water in the morning. Go in with the vitamin C. Then you're going to go in with the niacinamide. Then you can use a moisturizer, whatever you want. Then I go in with the SPF. Then I will go in with any sort of makeup, a tinted, situation, whether it's a BB cream, whatever. So many options, but I do these steps very quickly. Everything blends in beautifully. And the beautiful, beautiful thing about this is you can honestly, I like to get the vitamin C in the deepest into the skin, but you could blend all this stuff together. Just make sure the SPF is the last thing. And then if you are going to wear a foundation or something with color, you put it on after. But seriously, if you're not, this just reminds me, it reminds me of that TikTok trend where it's if you're not at the gym, where are you at? If you're not wearing sunscreen, what are you doing? It's the same kind of concept. You just absolutely need to protect your face. And then all of these other elements are going to help your skin look more bright, vivacious, all of these different things. But without the protection, just not going to make as big of a difference, okay? So that is it. That is the ABCs of skincare as basically written out by Dr. Markey, who again is their consultant, dermatologist in-house at Beauty Pie. Beauty Pie comes from a place of research, education. They're all about telling you why these products are, how they're going to help you, but also why they are superior in this luxury format, why the ingredients are clean, all of that. And I honestly have to say, I mean, we were not aware of Beauty Pie until we were approached. And once we tested everything, I mean, it took us months and we were like, these products are really, really good. And you guys know me, I would not be sharing things that I do not myself use. And you've seen so many stories of me sharing these products. I'm just honestly obsessed. This is probably my favorite product from Beauty Pie is their vitamin C capsules, because I love the amount that you get in there. And when you see this little pie, you're like, there's not gonna be enough vitamin C in here. And then you apply it everywhere over your face and you're like, wow, I just got the full dose of vitamin C. I didn't use too much. I didn't use too little. It's just like the perfect combination. So if you guys are interested in checking them out, again, this is your beauty luxury membership. Think of it kind of like as a Netflix or like a Costco membership. I absolutely love that comparison because it's the same and it's the first luxury one. And you guys know I love nice things. I love high quality products. If it's going on my face, my body, anywhere, I want it to be high quality. I don't want things that are not going to be efficacious, especially when you're paying the price. And you will see the price of these products varies significantly between members and non-members. So you are really getting a huge benefit by being a member of Beauty Pie. So I will have a link for you guys to sign up. If you're interested, I'll also give you the code. You'll be able to see all of that in the description box down below. As always, if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them for you. And I will also have my blog post linked where I kind of dove into the details of this in case you want to read a little bit more about the steps, a little bit more about each of these products. I kind of did a detailed review of each one. So we'll have that linked for you as well. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you found it educational. I'm always here to just share knowledge. I learn new things. I love to share with you guys as well. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye.